we're managing millions of homes, which are probably the most personal thing that an individual citizen could ever, the biggest investment they'll ever make in their lifetime. And how did you discover CEOMC?
My first introduction was in 2016, give or take. And so it was, I believe, after maybe some initial components of the group had already started. But I do remember early on, there was some discussion of, this is a group that's forming and trying to come together, for the benefit of management companies in this industry. Certainly we were taking on at the time, some very challenging initiatives, resales being one of them. And so there was a real discussion of how do we come together as an industry and take on what of some other industries that traditionally have some significant strength, I would say, up in Tallahassee, and strength in their own industry by the size of their industry, whether it be title companies or real estate. But it was our first introduction of how powerful such an organization could be for our industry.
We realized very quickly that Florida's government is very unique in a lot of different ways. One of those, and probably the most important one, is that they're term limited. And so with term limits, you bring in an entirely new group of legislators really every 2 years. It's an 8-year term limit, but the leadership of the House and Senate changes every 2 years.
One of the pieces that I enjoy most, is around the election time, when you bring some of the, candidates in for discussion. I just think in general, the value of that and doing that in every market and getting more people in front of those legislators to know how passionate our companies are about the initiatives that are out there would be great.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's one of the things that has been a feature of our growth in probably the last 8 to 10 years at CEOMC is we've gone from just, straight up advocacy on issues, whether it's the unlicensed practice of law threat that we were facing about 8 years ago to the ongoing estoppel certificate issue. You're right. It's the engagement of our members. I hope that I think we'll see a lot more of that, especially now with the estoppel threat being really front and center for us coming in the next number of months.
What I've really enjoyed about it, and what I think, from the opportunity to be kind of maybe the most powerful effect, is that it's proactive versus reactive. I mean, a lot of these bills come in, sometimes maybe even from left field, we're not expecting them, or we are expecting them, but they've thrown in all kinds of stuff that we weren't expecting. But the ability to be proactive and have folks hear concerns from a group, right? Not an individual business owner, maybe not directly from you, Mark, as a representative of our industry, but from a group of business owners that truly represent a tremendous amount of board members, tremendous amount of homeowners, a tremendous amount of employees here in the state of Florida, I think has the ability to be very powerful when they go to read the bill, understand the bill, and yes, even vote on the bill.